In this video, we're going to talk about Star Wars The Black Series vehicles. Imagine how awesome it would be to add some of those massive ships to our Black Series collection. That's today on Nerdzoic. Stick around. What's up, guys? My name's Matt. Welcome back to Nerdzoic, and I'll be driving the nostalgia bus today, so go ahead and strap in. If you're new here, welcome to Nerdzoic! This channel is all about collecting action figures along with a sprinkling of whatever nerdy, nostalgic stuff I want to talk about. If that sounds like something you'd enjoy, go ahead and smash the subscribe button and join us back every Tuesday and Thursday for a new video. Just a heads up that some of the things I mentioned that I link to in the description below are affiliate links, so I do get a small commission that helps keep the channel going. In the 7 years of the Black Series, we've gotten a few vehicles. Most notably, we got a First Order TIE Fighter that was massive. We got a Land Speeder. We got two versions, actually. One was a Comic-Con exclusive, one was everywhere. And then we're getting a Snow Speeder here in July. Between you and me, I want more. But herein lies the problem. The bigger the scale, the higher the price. It creates a problem for Hasbro, because let's face it, they're in a business and most of their business is for kids. When they produce these massive ships at these massive price points, little Johnny's not getting it for Christmas because it's 3 Christmas salaries worth. So when they make these massive ships, they're really shrinking their target audience, so they have to be very careful with it or else they can take a massive loss. Enter Jabba's Sail Barge. Jabba's Sail Barge was the first HasLab crowdfunding campaign, so it worked just like a Kickstarter basically. Hasbro, through HasLab, put it up with production pictures just like it was a Kickstarter, and they had to have a certain number of backers in order to fulfill the project. The risk is hugely mitigated by doing the Kickstarter style for the ships. Crowdfunding. At $500, that ship sold a lot. People looking back now, like me, who regret not getting that sail barge and see it selling for double, triple on the secondary market, are kicking themselves in the head. As you can see, HasLab might be able to solve this problem and get us some more Black Series vehicles. HasLab can help us with that, but the other problem is, some of these ships, if they actually do them in scale and do them correctly, are going to be huge. No one's going to want a vehicle that takes up an entire bedroom. Well, okay, maybe me, but my wife would never let me. She let me get away with a lot, Luke Skywalker, but there's no way she would let me get away with having a room for a single ship. For example, if they made an AT-AT at scale, the highest point of that damn thing would be 6 foot 2 inches tall. Forget the AT-AT. I have 8 possible ships that the Black Series can make, and we're going to talk about all 8 of them here today and what the odds are of them happening. I looked at the pricing of the Black Series vehicles they've made so far, and I said, okay, what are we paying per inch of plastic? And that's what I based this on. So using the per inch of plastic model, I'm going to give out what I think they can make, how big it would be, and how much it would cost. Some notes before we get started. All of the actual measurements of these ships are taken from Star Wars visual dictionaries or Wikipedia, and the assumptions that I make are based on the fact that all of these vehicles are actually in the 6-inch scale, which is 1/12 scale as opposed to the 1/18 scale of the 3 3/4 inch series. So the Black Series First Order TIE Fighter was the first massive 6-inch ship that came out. This thing was huge. The box would barely fit in people's trunks. Standard TIE Fighter is 29 inches at its highest point, so the toy was also 29 inches at its highest point. It retailed for $169.99, which is pretty low for a toy that massive. Honestly, I thought it'd be higher. If you break it down, it comes down to $5.86 per inch of plastic, but you gotta think with the TIE Fighter, there's a lot of volume of air compared to ship, so there's not as much plastic in it, driving the price down some. Another vehicle they made recently for the Black Series was the Land Speeder. The Land Speeder was about 11.2 inches and retailed for $39.99, which came out to $5.35 per inch of plastic. At this lower price point, this one moved pretty well. It didn't stick around on shelves long, unlike that Black Series TIE Fighter, which stuck around for a long time and had to get clearanced out, and I imagine Hasbro lost some money on it. And coming in July, with this being the 40th anniversary of The Empire Strikes Back, we're getting a Snow Speeder! I'm so excited for this. It actually came out to be $6.90 per inch of plastic, so we're going to say $7 per inch of plastic for the ships that we talk about here. We're going to do this from least likely to most likely. So let's start off by breaking some people's hearts with the least likely ship to actually be made in the Black Series, and that's the Millennium Falcon. Sorry guys, it is by far the most popular ship in the Star Wars universe. It is the most iconic ship in the Star Wars universe. It's been in 8 of 9 movies, but it's not coming to the Black Series. Based on my calculations, in order for Hasbro to sell this in scale at $7 per inch of plastic, we're looking at an $800 retail price. That's a lot of money. Worse than that, this thing would be 11 feet in diameter from all directions. That means that it would take up an entire average bedroom without any walking space even. You couldn't play with it because you couldn't get to the center of the ship. I'm sure there's a way to do this in a scaled down version that's not 3 3/4 and not 6 inches, but it sure as hell ain't happening at full scale. The chances of this happening? 0.00001%. So you're saying there's a chance? No, there's no chance. By the way, if you like this wishlist style of video, I made one about Black Series figures from the Skywalker saga. Go ahead and check the link up above. The next iconic ship that I'd love to see in the Black Series that will most likely not be coming to the Black Series is Boba Fett's Slave One. This is a Fire Spray 31 attack and patrol ship and is most well known from The Empire Strikes Back. This is something that HasLab could conceivably do, and at $7 per inch would cost about $500, putting it right on par with the barge. However, the barge was 48 inches long. This sucker at full scale would be 71 inches long. That's right, it would be about 6 feet tall. I don't see a 6 foot tall standing ship being made by Hasbro anytime soon. Chances of happening? 1%. Next up is the Tatooine skiff, the thing they try to push Luke into the Sarlacc pit from. To make one of these in scale, it will be 31 inches long, which isn't too bad. A little bit under 3 feet, so that's doable. Pricing wise, I think we'd be looking at about $209.99, so $210. But here's the thing, I don't really see it happening because the $40 version that they made for the vintage collection last year is still sitting on shelves and getting clearanced out despite only costing $40. I think there's always a chance because this will look cool in displays, but it's not a great chance. I'm giving it 5%. So Attack of the Clones, we had the Jedi Starfighter. So Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter could very conceivably be made by the Black Series. The ship itself is only 18 feet long, so we're looking at an 18-inch ship. Pricing it out, I think we looked at about $120 for this if this were to ever come out. The only thing really hurting this is the fact that everyone hates Attack of the Clones. If this was a more iconic ship, I think it'd be very possible to see it in the Black Series. Speaking of ships that are pretty cool looking but not popular enough, the Naboo Starfighter is my next one on the list. The Naboo Starfighter was 36 feet from nose to tip, which would mean a 36-inch scale version. So 3 feet long, totally doable. So as I alluded to, very feasible, but not very popular, so I don't really see it happening. Hey, maybe for the 25th anniversary of Episode 1 in a few years. But for now, I'm giving it the odds of just being 25%. Next up, we're going to go to the original trilogy. Everyone loves the original trilogy. We're going to go to Return of the Jedi. That's right, we're going with an A-Wing. The A-Wing was just over 22 feet tall, so we're looking at a 22-inch ship, which is totally doable in plastic. I think we'd be looking at about a $160 ship. I think we're looking at right in line with what the First Order TIE Fighter went for. Chances of happening? 45%. Next up is the big one, guys. This is the one that I want more than anything else. It's the second most iconic ship in Star Wars, arguably, and that is the X-Wing. It's highly customizable. They could use this sculpt and repaint it for multiple different ships. They could use Luke's X-Wing, they could do Wedge's X-Wing, they could do Poe Dameron's crappy X-Wing, they can do Rey using the Luke's X-Wing. So once they have the mold, they can use do a lot of different things with it. This is the most iconic that is feasible. It will be priced somewhere around $300, and I'm telling you now, Hasbro, put this on HasLab and take my money. I'm calling the odds of this one a push. 50% chance of this getting made someday in the Black Series. One more for you guys. This is the one that I think is most likely to get made, and that's the AT-ST. Now, if they make this, it's going to need to be able to stand on its own, which has been a problem with some of the 3 3/4-inch versions of late. I can see this being immensely popular because of the fact that you can recreate multiple different scenes with it from multiple different movies. It would be great in dioramas, especially that scene from The Mandalorian where Gina Carano and Mando are like outnumbered and fighting that thing. Or you could put some Ewoks in it. Why not? I took all of the estimates that I made and I put them in a comment and pinned them, so it's going to be the top pin below in the comments. Go ahead and look at it, and then let everybody know what you'd be willing to pay for it. Who knows? Maybe Hasbro's watching. Let's face it, they're probably not watching. But a guy can dream, can't he? Either way, I'll reply to all the comments that come in the first week when this video goes up. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up down below. I have other similar Black Series content. I have the playlist linked on the screen over my left shoulder here. And also, if you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe. Stay nerdy, guys.